In this video, we are going to explore some different forms of government in the world. We've really got four general forms of government. Anarchy, where there are no rules, no ruler, etc. That one's currently not existing. We've got the autocracy, which is one person ruling. We've got an oligarchy, which is a group. And we have democracy, which is everybody participates in the rule. So some types of governments. Firstly, let's start with communism. This is where the property and the wealth in the country belong to all the people. We have no social classes. Some examples could be Russia, China, and Cuba. So in these forms of government, everybody shares the roles and responsibilities, and everybody's supposed to be equal. Next one we're going to look at here is a constitutional monarch. These governments have parliaments and a monarch who rule together. However, the government is the only really body that has any power. So examples: England, Spain, and Canada. Got a democracy, and this is the United States, Germany, and France fall into this one. And this is where people elect their representatives, and the representatives make rules and change things for the betterment of all people. Dictatorship. So dictatorships generally have one person in charge of everything, the whole country. And perhaps this person's gained leadership through force, and they use the army to support their rule. We've got a dictator, doesn't allow anyone else in the country to hold any form of power, and currently Cuba, North Korea, and even ancient Rome are examples of a dictatorship. Close to dictatorship is fascism, and fascist governments are usually also in the dictatorship group. And so they tend to rise to power, but once they're in power, tend to eliminate all the opposition. Italy, Germany, and World War II were fascist governments. We've got the absolute monarch, and this is the king or queen, and power gets passed down through the family, so the family stays in charge. And the king of Saudi Arabia is an example. We've got socialism, and this is where everybody pays into the government, so there's very high taxes, but people get a lot out of it, like free healthcare and free education. Next, we've got theocracy, and this is where a religious group would be in charge, and perhaps an example currently would be the Vatican with the Pope.